I fail to see that the protections which are being touted by Michelle Donnellan, the digital culture, media, and sport person, can possibly be efficacious. It was only in October, when she was trumping around her social media online safety bill, that she talked about social media companies chipping away at children's innocence, behaving immorally, and that they needed protection. Specifically, on that occasion, she talked about a girl called Molly who died when she was 14 in November 2017, suffering from depression and the negative effects of online content, and that she'd been pushed towards posts that romanticized self harm. And the inquest which went forward following her death linked her death to social media. And in the face of that, in the light of that, Michelle Donnellan pledged to strengthen protections for children and talked about the abysmal way in which social media preyed on people like Molly, and how she had binged on 2,100 harmful posts and 138 videos on sites on Instagram and Pinterest, while struggling with her depression. If Instagram applied its own terms and conditions, it's my understanding that Molly Russell wouldn't have been fed the content she was fed, says Donlan. That's irreversible and it's heartbreaking, and we've got to stop that from happening again. We know the dangers that using social media platforms can present to young children, and so do young children. The problem is that the sites are not enforcing their own terms and conditions to protect these young children. They're certainly not putting children first. I think it's probably about technology, and about a failure of technology to follow through and to genuinely demonstrate that it can do the sort of things that people want it to do. The problem is technology can't police itself. And there are many ways of getting round age age proofs, as people can observe if they go into the local Tesco's, and we need proof of age before you buy this alcohol and so on, and buying cigarettes, and young people, quite young people, outside these shops are often found smoking or drinking. So that technology doesn't work. Those rules don't work. It doesn't mean we shouldn't have rules, but we should be conscious that the failure of these rules is quite high, and maybe we need a different approach. Maybe we need an approach where the harmful content simply isn't there. But what do you define as harmful content? And what is harmful to one person may not be harmful to another. And stepping on this conveyor belt of censorship is a dangerous move for any government and for any country. And a government which is beholden to controlling the people, as is our present government, is perhaps not the best government, not the best placed to discuss this problem. We ought to look at other more liberal cultures where the governments have dealt with this problem, and dealt with this problem successfully. Do they exist? Are we leading the way? If we're leading the way, why are we not having an international conference about this? Why are we doing this on our own? Oh, yes. Didn't Rishi try to have an international conference about this? Yes, he did, and failed. There are some issues which cannot be resolved unilaterally. And issues like the internet, which is an international phenomenon, these are things which need to be dealt with on an international basis. along with migration. We need an international conference. We need to be getting the ideas of others together and finding out what their proposals are, even if they haven't managed to do anything practically themselves. This isn't something we can't put up a wall against ideas or technology.